Sorry, madam. Julie, quick.
What's that?
Come on. He's walking out with them.
What?
4 bottles of scotch.
Shouldn't we get security?
There's no time.
Wait.
Excuse me, sir. I'm employed by Sainsbury's. Would you please return to the store and have your goods checked?
What goods? What does he think I've done, love?
Please, sir, let's go and talk about this somewhere more private. Would you please come back to the store?
You want to get your eyes checked? I haven't got any goods.
What about the bag?
This bag? Or is there some other bag? Because I can't see one.
You did it. I saw you do it.
You calling me a thief, are you?
No. No, sir, sorry. I seem to have made a mistake.
You want to be more careful.
So, what happened next, Gavin?
I let him go. I had to let him go.
Precisely. Nothing else you could have done?
Could have punched the bugger.
As your security manager, I'm telling you that's not a good idea. You could have ended up in hospital, or if not, in court for assault. So, what happened to the bottles, Julie?
We think he passed them to a mate.
Yeah, how did he do that? You had him under surveillance.
Well, I didn't actually see him take them. Gavin told me.
Yeah, I saw it happen, and I called Julie to help.
How did you call her?
I know. I looked away. It was only for a moment, but I stopped observing the thief. Julie, quick. We guess he had an accomplice.
I thought I might have seen him, another bloke with a bag. I think it could have been his accomplice, I'm not sure.
That's the key issue, being sure. You're all managers. You come from different stores, each with their own set of problems. And some of you haven't been managers very long. But whatever your experience, you have to get it right. You have to follow procedure. Now, Gavin was lucky. The suspect was happy to stick 2 fingers up to him and walk away. But he could have made life very uncomfortable for us.
The trouble is, Andy, there are so many suspicious characters in my store that if my managers followed every single one of them, they'd spend the entire day going around in circles. I mean, security's got to bear the brunt of it.
And we do. But security can't be everywhere. Remember, whoever witnesses the theft, whether they're management, staff, or security, that person must follow the apprehension through to the end.
Whoever they are?
Yes. If they're the one who witnessed the actual theft, they're the one with the evidence. And they must be present when we make the stop. Now, Sainsbury's has a set procedure for this, and we must all follow it.
Scone.
Correct. Yeah, I know what you're all thinking. Have I given up a valuable day of my time just to sit here and be lectured on scone again? Well, the point is that without scone, there can be no successful stops. So, let's quickly run through it. Selection. You have to actually witness the person taking the item or items. Concealment. You watch them conceal the items. Observation. You keep the person under observation and you don't lose sight of them at any point. Non-payment. Making sure they haven't paid for the goods. And exit. Only when they've left the store having not paid can we make the stop. Now, it may be back to basics, but if any one of these points is missing, then it can lead to a bad stop. You've got to be quick with villains. You know the ways they operate. They're the sleight of hand merchants. They're the ones who often work with a decoy. And those that hide their own bags in the center of a trolley. and merrily fill them up with all kinds of goods. One moment a woman is a slight young thing, then she walks down an aisle and emerges 9 months pregnant. And the ones that really wind me up are those who hide things in their kids' pram or actually on the children themselves. Then there's the little old lady walking out with a bottle of gin in her shopping trolley. Is she a thief? Or just forgetful? As managers, it's up to you to decide.
But won't tagging stop most of this? The tag sets the alarm off and the security guard nabs them.
Well, not every store has tagging, and not all products are taggable.
Yeah, a determined thief will have a go at anything, whatever the risk. I mean, I know of stores that have had 8 stops in one day.
And that's why we need to get the procedure right to deal with them.
Yeah, you can't expect young girls like Gilet here to put herself on the line. That's for the guards and store detectives.
True, up to a point. And that's why we're here today. We're going to run through the correct way to perform a stop and to discuss when to get involved and when to back off. Okay, let's go on to the shop floor. Gavin, will you show us the way down?
Sure.
You know, a lot of my people are uncomfortable with confrontation. They don't find it easy having to act like policemen.
Tell me something. Do you think it's a waste of your time you're coming here today?
Honest?
Honest.
Yeah. You couldn't have picked a worse time for it. But I do see the need for these sort of things.
Everyone, this is Sue, one of our operators.
Hi.
Okay, Sue, you've got all these managers hanging on your every word. How can they make your job easier?
Well, my main concern is support, or rather lack of support. For example, I spot someone who's going to do a push-out. Now, I know this because I'm psychic. Actually, it's about spotting the telltale signs, and I'm needing assistance because this villain is a bloke, and he's big, and he's ugly, and he's sauntering out through that door with hundreds of pounds worth of goods. So, I move to the nearest checkout, and I get them to push the panic alarm. Then I go outside and keep an eye on him, because he's not going to hang around while we get our act together now, is he? So, what happens next? Nothing. Everyone's just standing around going, oh, the alarm's going off, and I could be out there having my head kicked in.
But why isn't she getting her head kicked in?
Because you never approach a suspect on your own.
Correct. Never take the risk.
You've got to weigh up the person involved. Are they aggressive? Doesn't matter what sex they are. Will they cause trouble?
Supposing help arrives in time, and then the suspect runs off, then what?
Well, if they're violent, let them go. Oh, but try and get a good description of them.
Now that's the sensible option. We don't want our people running after suspected thieves. They could turn on you.
And if they run, there's a good chance they may leave the goods behind.
Okay, let's do some role play. Paul, I'd like you to perform the first stop. Sue will be the thief. I want you to watch her and follow her. Now you can choose who you want to assist you.
Fine. John.
Remember, if a member of staff witnesses a theft, they must be accompanied by a member of the management team when they make the stop.
Or a security guard.
And if you know there's one of our people operating in your store, call them to assist you with the stop. Okay, Sue, over to you.
Okay, I'm acting now, and I'm a cool customer, not shifty. And I'm pretending I can't see you lot staring at me.
You saw that, Paul. What does it say about her?
Well, as Sue said, she's a cool customer, relaxed body language. She's doing nothing to arouse suspicion.
Remember, as far as we're concerned, she hasn't committed a crime yet. But keep watching her, appraising her. Do you think she'll give trouble when stopped?
Well, she might try and bluff it out. She doesn't seem the type who'll fall apart when challenged.
By the way, is there something you've forgotten?
Is it?
Anyone?
Yes, the empty box.
Good grief, yeah. The evidence.
Don't let me out of your sight.
I haven't.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm pretty sure now that a crime is about to be committed. I have the suspect in sight, and I call upon Joan to assist me in the stop.
It's interesting that often the presence of a woman will help disarm a possibly violent situation, especially with men.
Excuse me, madam. I'm employed by Sainsbury's. Will you please return to the store and have your goods checked?
What, my cotton wool?
Can we just go inside and discuss this in a more private place?
What's your game then? What's he on about?
Please, madam, can we just go back in the store where we can discuss this?
Good. Keep it polite.
No, I want to know what this is about.
Please, madam, just return to the store and we can talk about this in there.
Not too close here. That's it. What do you think I've done?
I think you know, madam.
You can't say that, Paul. It's not the right time nor the right place.
Sorry. Can we just go back inside, please? It won't take long.
All right.
Hey, that's cheating.
Were you prepared for that?
Well, I thought she'd given herself up.
So now you've lost her and the goods.
Yeah. Consolation prize.
Never trust anyone, okay?
Right, here you go.
Thanks.
Okay, let's try that again. This time Gavin does the stop with Julie assisting. It's the same scenario as before. You saw Sue take the moisturiser.
Excuse me, madam. I'm employed by Sainsbury's.
Nice for you.
Well done, Julie.
As I was saying, madam, I'm employed by Sainsbury's. Would you please come back to the store and have your goods checked?
Why's that then?
Please, madam, let's go somewhere private and talk about this.
Somewhere private? Why? What are you after then?
Careful with your choice of words.
Please, madam, come back with us to the store. It's better we discuss this in private.
Better.
What do you think I've done?
Please, madam, for the last time, would you come back with us to the store and have your goods checked?
Sod off.
Then you leave me no choice. I witnessed you stealing from the health and beauty section. I'm arresting you.
That's not right, Gav.
No, it's not. I shouldn't have used the word stealing. Sorry. I'm arresting you on suspicion of theft because I believe you have in your possession property which belongs to Sainsbury's and for which you have not paid.
You can't do that. You can't arrest me. You've got no right.
Under these circumstances, I have. Oh, yeah, I know, I asked for that. I got too close, I was invading a space, yeah?
It needn't have been a weapon. I mean, you were that close, it could have been a punch or an elbow in the face.
Watch. Please, calm down. This won't take long. Let's go back in the store. Now, I'm using the minimum force. I'm not threatening, but I am demonstrating that I mean business. Julie is positioned to block off any escape. Now, if this one turns violent, we let her go. Okay, Gavin, Julie, take over.
Position yourselves one slightly to the front of me and one behind me, and I'm a dodgy bit of work, so don't trust me.
We'll go to the manager's office. It won't take long.
Hold it. Pick that up, please, madam.
Why? It's not mine. I've never seen it before.
It came out of your pocket.
Did it? No crime in having some cream, is there?
Would you come this way, please, madam? The office is just here.
Good. Get the suspect into the office as quickly as possible and by the shortest possible route. And well spotted, Julie. Always keep a close eye on their hands. Right, we'll use this as the manager's office. Come in.
Would you sit down, please, madam?
That's your first mistake. You've left me right by an unguarded door.
Whoops. Should I make notes now?
Yeah, it's a good idea to do it at this stage if possible, whilst things are still fresh in your mind. A good idea to bring in the branch manager now, saves repeating things later on.
Julie, can you go and get the manager, please?
Not a good idea.
Why? Oh, I see, because then I'll be left alone with the customer.
Yeah, you could be accused of anything from planting stolen goods to sexual harassment.
I'll use the phone. Can Mr. Todd come right away? I've just arrested a customer for non-payment of goods. And I'm still writing down what I saw, what happened, who said what to whom, etc. And I'm writing it down very clearly.
Why is that?
Because it's all relevant stuff, if there's a prosecution.
Correct. It's vital to get the facts down on paper, clearly, precisely, and as soon as possible.
Right, I've written it all down now. Now, madam, would you please put your purchases on the table, together with the receipt?
If you insist. That's all I've got.
Thank you. Now, could you tell me your name and full address, please?
Nothing to hide. Sue Harvey, flat 4, 18 The Green, NW3.
And the rest of the Sainsbury's goods?
What's that then?
The moisturiser?
It's mine.
A minute ago you said it wasn't.
I made a mistake, it's mine. I bought it yesterday.
Put it on the table, please. Please. It hasn't been used. And it matches the empty box we saw you put back on the shelf.
That's fine putting a tube down there. But supposing she'd just stolen a bottle of whiskey?
I'd put it out of her reach so she could not use it as a weapon.
Exactly.
Right, do we just wait for the manager now?
How about asking if there's anything else?
Okay. Is there anything else?
There's this.
Did you take that before we started?
Not all thieves are obvious, you know.
Now, Paul, will you be the branch manager?
Sure. What's going on, Gavin?
I saw this person take a moisturiser from the shelf, remove it from its box, and then put it in her pocket. She left the box behind, which I have here. She then proceeded through the checkouts, paying only for some cotton wool. Julie and I stopped the customer outside the store. Twice I asked her back, but she refused to come with us, so I had to arrest her. On the way to this office, Julie saw the customer drop a moisturiser on the floor, which firstly she denied was hers, and secondly stated she had bought it another day. It is unused and matches the product I saw her remove from the shelf. She then produced another item, this cream, which she had also not paid for.
Remember, you will have to repeat this to the police, if they're called. Also in the presence of the customer. This is your evidence.
Why didn't you pay for these items? My colleague saw you take the moisturiser. Why didn't you pay for them?
Okay, I took them. Look, I'll pay. It can't be much.
That's not the point. I'm going to issue you with a letter banning you from ever entering any Sainsbury store again. And, in this case, I've decided to involve the police.
Leave it out.
Gavin, will you call the office, ask them to call the police, and tell them we have a female that we've arrested for theft?
Right away.
You really did that well.
One final point. Why specify that she's a female?
So the police send a female PC?
Right. In a real scenario, I'd probably discuss the case in more detail before I made the decision to call in the police.
You're the manager, it's your decision. Consider your options carefully, but don't discuss whether or not to call the police in front of the customer. Do that out of the room. Good, well done. How about you? You feel more confident?
Maybe. We'll have to see.
Don't be daft.
I've got one. Excuse me, sir. I'm employed by Sainsbury's. Will you please return to the store and have your goods checked? It won't take a moment.